ओम श्री गणेशाय नमः. Jai Sri Hari Vishnu Bhagwan. Jai Mahalakshmi Mata. This is the 14th chapter of the Vaishakh Maas Adhyay of the Vaishnav Khand of the Skand Purana. Chapter 14. Liberation of a Pishach. Shrutadev said, He who takes the holy bath in the morning in the month of Vaishakh when the sun is in Aries, worships Madhusudan and listens to this story of Hari, shall be rid of all sins and go to the highest reign of Vishnu. He who leaves off in the middle when the story of Vishnu is being read and expounded and stupidly resorts to any other thing shall fall into roar of Narak, and then he is born as a Pishach, evil spirit. In this context, they cite this ancient traditional legend as an illustration. This story is destructive of sins. It is holy and conducive to virtue. It is an ancient tale which should be respected forthwith. Formerly, on the banks of Godavari, in the splendid holy place of Brahmeshwar, there lived two holy spiritual preceptors, the disciples of Durvasas, well known in all the three worlds as Satyanisht and Taponisht. They were firmly devoted to Supreme Brahman. They were always devoted to the Upanishadic teachings. They were indifferent to worldly pleasures. They were meritorious. They subsisted only on what was received as alms. Both of them lived in a cave. Of these two, Satyanisht was always devoted to the stories of Vishnu. Even if there were no listeners or expounders, the great sage used to carry on leisurely his daily round of duties. If there was even one listener, he used to expound to him Vishnu's story day and night. If anyone expounded the auspicious and meritorious story of Vishnu, he used to curtail his religious rites and listen to the story, because he was interested in listening to the same. He used to avoid going to pilgrim centers and sacred shrines situated very far off, because they conflicted with his interest in the stories of Vishnu. He avoided performing most of the rites. He used to listen to the divine stories and to expound them to listeners himself. O king, accepting the stories of God, he did not know anything else worthy of being resorted to. If, being afflicted with sickness, an expounder of Vishnu's stories happened to give discourse in his house, instead of in a public place like a temple, the sage resorted to bath at a well and was devoted to listen to the stories. At the conclusion of the story, he used to perform his religious and other duties duly. One who habitually listens to the holy stories does not get involved in bondage of birds. He shall attain intrinsic purity. Absence of attachment to Vishnu will disappear. Attachment to Vishnu and friendship with saintly people shall be engendered. The attributeless Brahman, free from Rajogun, will be retained in the heart immediately. Karma is futile in the case of a man devoid of perfect knowledge. Even if it is performed in diverse ways repeatedly, it will be like showing a mirror to a blind man. Karma repeatedly performed by those whose hearts are absorbed in deep meditation shall definitely be conducive to the purity of nature. Due to the purity of nature, capacity to listen will improve. By listening, one attains perfect knowledge and then he becomes competent to meditate. Shravan, listening, dhyan, meditation, and manan, reflection, have been laid down in the Vedas in many places. If there is no narration of tales of Vishnu, if there are no good men, that place should undoubtedly be abandoned, even if it be the banks of Ganga itself. If in any land there is no Tulsi plant, nor the auspicious abode of Vishnu, nor the narration of story of Vishnu, a person who dies there shall attain dense darkness, that is hell. If in any village there is no abode, temple of Vishnu, nor a black antelope, nor the story of Vishnu, nor saintly people knowing it, one who dies there shall immediately be reborn as a dog and continue thus for 100 births. The sage Satyanisht pored over the Upanishad text and pondered over the teachings therein and came to this decision. He was always attached to the tales of Vishnu. He was devoted to the memory of Vishnu. He did not consider anything superior to this listening. The other one, Taponisht, strictly adhered to the rituals. He was foolishly obstinate. He did not expound nor listen to the good tales of Vishnu himself. He left off even while the story was being expounded and set out for holy baths in Tirths. At a Tirth too, when the tale was begun, O king, he used to go far off due to the fear of omission of holy rituals because of fickleness. After coming into contact with him, people used to go for doing their domestic activities. There were no listeners or expounders of tales of Vishnu at his side, but only karmins, those interested only in performing rituals, karmas. The time of that evil minded, vicious sage passed off thus. The tale of the Lord did never reach his tongue or ear. The sage later on died and immediately became a Pishach, evil spirit, on account of his adharma, since he was not one who listened to or expounded divine stories, and because he was vicious and pertinacious. He then occupied a shami tree. He was named Chinnakarn, one with ears cut, deaf. He was not strong. He had no support. He did not get anything to eat. His throat, lips, and palate were parched. He underwent torture thus for more than 10,000 years according to divine reckoning. He did not see anyone ready to save him. He continued to be devoid of food. He was extremely miserable. Thinking about what he had done, he wandered like one inebriated and mad, wandering here and there and oppressed with hunger. That evil spirit of deluded intellect did not attain peace and happiness. Wind that blew against that spirit that had no control over itself was like fire, scorching his limbs. Water appeared extremely hot, like fire of universal destruction. Fruits, flowers, etc. appeared like poison. This karmat, one who valued karma very much, did not attain happiness anywhere. He was excessively dejected in mind. When these things were like this in that forest devoid of people, in that spot devoid of divine tales and good men, in the place which he had reported to, Satyanisht came then to the city of Patinasi. Going along the path, he saw Chinnakarn, who was subjected to a great deal of suffering. On seeing him crying due to hunger and appearing sick and depressed, causing the melting of his heart, he spoke to him, "Do not be afraid." Then the great sage said, "Who are you? Why have you come to this plight? You will have no more suffering." On being consoled by him thus, Chinnakarn, who was exceedingly agitated, said thus, "I am Taponisht, an ascetic and disciple of Durvasas. I was a resident of the holy spot Brahmeshwar, strictly devoted to karma. I was foolishly pertinacious. Since I was afraid of break in my performance of rituals out of foolishness, O sage, the meritorious story of Vishnu that was being expounded by good men was not at all honored by me. Foolish that I was. The story that destroys karma was not expounded to the listeners. As a result of the great fructification of those karmas, I met with death. I became a Pishach, Chinnakarn by name. I am agitated and bewildered due to misery. I do not find any savior to redeem me from this misery somehow. Fortunately, I have been seen by you. I have become free from sins. Today, deities are pleased with me. The preceptors, good men, and had too are delighted with me today, since I met you. He then fell at his feet on the ground, crying, "Save me, save me." Then Satyanisht of great fame was overwhelmed with pity. With his extremely pleasing and blissful pair of arms, the great sage raised him up. Then water was ceremoniously sipped, and the excellent merit that he had acquired in the course of a Muhurat by listening to the greatness of the month of Vaishakh was given to him. As a result of the power of that merit, all his inauspiciousness was destroyed immediately. He was released from the form of Pishach. He assumed a divine body. He got into a divine aerial chariot. After bowing down to that great sage, he took leave of him and circumambulated him. Then he went to the great realm of Vishnu. Thereafter, the intelligent Satyanisht went to the city of Patinasi, repeatedly thinking about the efficacy of listening to the greatness of the Vaishakh rites. Shrutadev said, "Where there is the meritorious and splendid story of Vishnu that dispels the impurities of the world, all the holy spots and tirths of diverse kinds are present there. Where the holy river of the meritorious and splendid story of Vishnu flows, salvation is within the reach of the people staying in that land. There is no doubt about it." This was the 14th chapter of the Vaishakh Maas Adhyay of the Vaishnav Khand of the Skanda Purana. It's completed. All those who are listening, please say with me, Jai Shri Hari Vishnu Bhagwan, Jai Mahalakshmi Mata. Friends, please like and share this video. Also do subscribe the channel. Thanks. Hare Krishna.